perhaps now the most unpredictable character in the history of comic books. First appeared as a villain early into Rob Liefeld and Fabian Niciez's run on Marvel's New Mutants comic book series, a bona fide mercenary for hire. The one big aesthetic that everyone seemed to gravitate to in the 90s was the gritted teeth, lots of cross-hatching, guns and swords, and belts and bandoliers loaded up with pouches that never seemed to contain anything. It's such a definitive look that as soon as comics moved past it into the cinematic leather and seams look of the late 90s, it became a source of plenty of jokes. By 1994, Deadpool has his first encounter in comics with Wolverine and is often credited as the turning point for the character becoming an anti-hero. He went full anti-hero and almost devoid of his villain characteristics when Deadpool got his first miniseries. He then had a second miniseries before eventually getting his first ongoing series in 1997. In the first year of that series, Joe Kelly, Yancey Labbitt, and Sean Parsons did a Deadpool #0 for Wizard magazine, and Kelly used the short length of the comic to first make a fourth wall-breaking joke. However, the first notable time that Deadpool broke the fourth wall in comics is in Deadpool #28, where Deadpool runs into his old buddy, Bullseye, who is trying to kill a woman who Deadpool seems to find really familiar. Earlier in Kelly's run, there was a time when Deadpool was dealing with some serious life issues, and so he spent an issue teaming up with Bullseye where they talked about life while killing people. It was actually a really good issue. So it was notable to see Bullseye in the book again. When they run into each other, Bullseye asks when they last saw each other, and Deadpool breaks the fourth wall in answering that it was in Deadpool #16. It was a slight bit of breakage, and Bullseye doesn't even react to it. Up until then, Deadpool had proved that a comic could be hilarious, action-packed, and perhaps more importantly, wildly popular. The character had always had a dark sense of humor, an attitude that creator Rob Liefeld lifted from Spider-Man. But when he moved into his ongoing series, Joe Kelly and Ed McGuinness really put the mouth into the murk. His constant quips came to define the character, and the wacky situations that he'd get into as a killer for hire would set the stage for plenty of comedy. Joe Kelly ends his iconic run with Deadpool #33. The end of that issue shows Deadpool ostensibly dying and walking off into the sunset with death herself. Then shortly after that, writer Christopher Priest played with the idea even more by having Deadpool enter into the hell of comic book characters whose books had been written by Christopher Priest right before they were cancelled. Then after that, during the Cable and Deadpool run, Fabian Nicieza and his artist began to use the recap page at the start of each issue as a breaking the fourth wall sort of thing, with having the characters address the readers directly. This iconic character change, in part by writer Joe Kelly, became a staple of Deadpool, leading him to be the ultimate audience surrogate in the genre, comics and film alike. And that is why it's my pick, and boys and girls, it's been a comic book minute. Like, share, and comment, and subscribe, folks. And as usual, we'll see you on the next one.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.